Hey guys, it's Geezer from Geezer Gaming. Here playing a new game, different than The Sims, obviously. It's a Civil War game, American Civil War. This is Scourge of War, Gettysburg. Um, I'll talk about it more in the video, but I'm just playing a tutorial here. And here's a courier. Okay, so this is just a tutorial showing you how this game works. And I'll be getting my regiments here. I'm in command of a brigade. If you don't know, military wise it goes regiment, brigade, division, corps, army, and I'm brigade. That's pretty much the lowest command you can get on here. And I'm General Cutler. He commanded the first troops in on Gettysburg. What is this? Moving yourself. Duh. That was easy. But, this is just a tutorial. This is really the boring part. But, there's actual battles that you get to play. The major battles of Civil War. This is Gettysburg. You're actually in Gettysburg. You can see it right there. And, I recommend this game totally to anybody. So, it's a great game. This is Cutler. He commands around 2,000 troops. Total. Actually, well, look, here's the order of battle button. If you can see my mouse, it's 7th Indiana, 76th New York, 84th New York, 95th New York, 147th New York, and 56th Pennsylvania. It's a pretty big brigade of 2,001 men. So, a lot of people look at the Civil War as Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant, but there's all these small commanders too. Brigadier General Cutler. I mean, he was a general, not as high rank as Lee or Grant, or Meade or whatever. Meade was the Union commander here at Gettysburg, so he's not Grant, but he's not very famous either. So you just move into these objectives. You see them on the map always. And how many points do I get for it? I get 10 points for it. It's not really nothing. You gotta hold it for a minute. Just with the general. But once I get the troops, I'll talk to you about how they work. And I'll talk to you about what I can do with the general, with the whole brigade. Once I get them. But I have not got them yet. But yeah, this game, the graphics are not the best, but, if you're a Civil War person, this is the right game for you. It covers many battles. I'll be starting with South Mountain and Antietam. Those will be the first ones. I'm going to go in order from when they happen to when they end. Gettysburg would be probably my last one. So, we got Chancellorsville too, and Brandy Station. That's part of the Gettysburg campaign, largest cavalry battle in the whole Civil War. But the thing about this game, the stinking fences, you get stuck in them. I hate that. But let's talk about where we're at right here. That was weird. It's a weird glitch. Cornfield. This is the end of the map. You can tell by looking at it. I'm stuck there. I will not move no more. So I should be clearing this objective at any point now. And it says 0 men. Oh, let me explain it. Okay, if you look at it, it says there's the moving troops. 76 New York. Okay, so 76 New York. I do not see them. Here they are. They're coming through the woods here. Here's a regiment, guys, in columns, a column of 4. 76 New York. Okay, let me explain to you how this works. They have 375 men, 0 casualties. The score is what you get. Let me explain. The score is your casualties and the casualties you've done to them. If you've done more casualties than your casualties, then your score will be positive. If you've taken more casualties than the enemy, you're going to have a negative score. But here's the 76 New York, and I'm supposed to move them over here. Now you can go in different formations, skirmish, column by divisions. I don't really know what column by divisions is for. I just don't know. I know skirmish is for going into woods and stuff, and line, of course, is the regular fighting. We're gonna move them over here, and easily moving them, you have to click on the flag, and then you can tell them to wheel right, left flank, right flank. I don't ever use those. I don't ever use this either. The double quick run, you can make them run. They move faster already in columns of 4. The halt button, and you can actually tell your men to lie down. About face is just to turn them around completely. Charge, advance. I'll show you advance in the next video. Fall back, retreat. This is also take command of AI. The AI in this game is very good. If you don't have take command on, they will do what that general actually would probably do in that situation. So that's how that works. But I take command. Normally only have generals. I command pretty high. Normally when I play sandbox or whatever. Sandbox mode is just you get to pick who you want to be from certain armies and what the heck. Okay. Ooh, now I got more regiments. I don't need to read that. Okay. Now we gotta move them all that way. And this took me such a long time to figure out. But really, if you want to do this, you can just go like this, move your general, double click, and then see this column button right here? There's line, there's column, there's double line, line with reserves, all by divisions, column, regiments in line, skirmish. Hit column, all 3 regiments will line up right behind you, and nice formation. You guys may notice that these guys are wearing red. It's unheard of. You've never even seen it, I'm sure. A lot of people who don't know lots about the Civil War. They're Zouave units, pretty much light infantry. They're just made for faster movements. So they're all New Yorkers still. This is a big New York regiment. This was actually the first brigade on the field of Gettysburg. It was the first infantry brigade. 2 cavalry brigades held off Heath's division for a few hours, and finally this brigade arrived, and after that the Iron Brigade. It is said that the Iron Brigade was first, but this was actually the real first one. As you can see, they're getting into columns 4s. Looks kind of cool, I think. But you will notice that it says this has 375 men. You can pause the video right now, and you're not going to count 375 men. It's like set at 1 to 4 or something, I don't know. But when you do the full army engagements, you cannot, any computer cannot handle having 165,000 different people. So each man equals about 2 people. You can see they're marching beautifully. I don't really know why this regiment's all dressed nice and this one's not, but it's just weird. We will not play any of these with Cutler unless we do multiplayer, but we do play a game with the Iron Brigade. That one's fun. You can see in the front you got the colonel of every regiment. That's the colonel, or lieutenant colonel, major, whatever they are rank wise. But Cutler is a brigadier general, so he's officially a general. As you can see, I just moved all my troops up. So anyways, this is gonna be a really boring video. It might be kind of cool right away, people who've never seen this game or whatever, but it's just gonna be boring because it's just troop movements and how to do them, and it's kind of teaching you how to do it. We're going to go through all these formations, I think, most of them. And if we don't, I'll show you some of them. I don't remember. I did this when I first started the game, and I'm going to do all the tutorials. There's a few more. There's 6 total, Gettysburg, and then there's some for Chancellorsville. I'll do them too right away, and then we'll start with the whole campaign thing, and that's really fun. I will say that. It's hard, but it's fun, the campaign, and it's a lot more interesting to watch. You notice these fences just slow them down. They don't climb over them or nothing. That's just the graphics of this game. It slows them down, which a fence really would slow them down, but it doesn't. They don't climb over the video or whatever. If you've ever seen the movie Gettysburg, there's the seminary. That's where Buford would look out towards this way at the first day's fight, and here's McPherson's farm. This is where the battle was fighting all morning long. Buford made his last stand here until the infantry finally arrived here, and the Iron Brigade charged through this grove. And the Cutler was deployed right around this area, kind of over here. So that's all that's what I'm gonna tell you. Are they stopped? Not quite there. Okay. But that's what's here, and Reynolds gets killed actually in real life right around here. So that's kind of cool. And if you've seen the movie Gettysburg, Reynolds comes right up this road and talks to John Buford. They're talking about all this stuff. So, did I get my final 2 regiments? Yes, I did. Where am I again? Anyways, I do believe this is General Lee's headquarters. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. When you drive into Gettysburg, the town's all the way out to here now. But this is General Lee's headquarters during the battle. I'm pretty sure of it. I might be wrong. Don't always take my word for it. We're gonna get over here, and we're gonna go double line, I think. I think that's what they want me to do. I'm not positive. I'll show you double line formation, and I'll show you line formation too, but by the way, objectives can only be held by generals, and they have a certain number of men too. In the radius of it's a radius of 100 yards. No men have to hold it, just a general, and it's worth 10 points. You get points for holding an objective. I have 20 points total. It's amazing. One regiment cannot hold it without a general. So, I'm just telling you, colonels don't count because they're not a general. Although some people that command brigades are colonels, so whatever, you can hold them with them, but who knows. I don't know why they're telling me to get in double formation here, double line. Here is the university. It's an interesting place. In the city of Gettysburg. As you can see, it's a city. It was 2,500 people about in that city. Then when you come out here, there should be Cemetery Hill. Should be. There is no cemetery on it, I guess, but it is Cemetery Hill. Hmm. I always thought they had a cemetery on here. There was a cemetery on here in real life, but I guess they don't have one on there today. So, this tutorial is going very slow. I'm actually bored making it. But we'll see him get into line formation here. Where are these guys going? And there's a fence obstructing that. These guys are getting into line formation. See, they're making kind of a U shape right now as they're getting into line. But it will straighten out eventually. That's where they're going. Everybody else is way behind. Of course, you can double click the whole brigade if you want to. Just press that. I don't recommend doing it always. It's not really worth it. It just wastes their energy. Oh, I forgot to tell you that. But this right here is their morale. It's high. That's very good. You want it high. Of course, ammunition. It takes them 37 seconds to reload, and you can also look at this. Ammunition range, and it tells you all their stuff right there, and killed, wounded, missing. But also, I think I forgot to show you, it says season down here. They're number 5 season. That's actually decent troops. That's pretty good troops. Most of this brigade is season. That means they've been in battle quite often. This is conscript. They have no idea where they're going. That's where they're supposed to be going. They overblew it because they are conscript. They don't know what they're doing really. And they're volunteer. Volunteer is decent. They kind of know what they're doing, but it can go all the way up to regiment-wise. It goes up to 8, pretty much. I've never seen anything more than an 8 on this game. The Union only has 1 8, and that's the 1st Minnesota, and the Confederacy has the 4th Virginia. Those two are the only 8s, and that they're called elites. But there's 7 is veteran, and 6 is regular. 3 is militia, and 2 is irregular, and 0 is untrained. And we actually get to use some of those in the Antietam campaign, and they're not very fun to use. They don't do crap, and they retreat right away. If I were to use these guys right now, they would retreat pretty fast compared to one of these guys. And the general's militia, but the general really doesn't matter. I don't see why the general matters. I don't think they really do. What their skill level is. It doesn't really bug me. The next episode is about brigade and regiment combat. It's a little more exciting than this, I'll tell you that. This is not very exciting. Okay, I'm gonna double click because I'm sick of waiting. Anyways, here's a firm example. It's kind of loud, so if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. Here's a firm example of line formation. Majors and stuff. Majors and sergeants in the back. They don't show any sergeant stuff, but that's how it is. You got nobody holding the flag, but who cares? I mean, it's not Empire Total War graphics, but there's a lot more men than Empire Total War. Cutler's men. They have just about as much men as Empire Total War Maximum, and this isn't even the highest command. You can have a corps, you can have a whole army, an army of 70,000 strong. The biggest army on this game is the Union at Chancellorsville. It's 120,000 men. You can command it on sandbox mode, and I may do that someday, but armies take a long time to play with. They are big and hard to work with. Well, I'm in formation. It's not holding. Hold 0 minutes. Well, I don't know what's going on here. This game gets glitchy sometimes. Maybe I'm in the wrong formation, but I don't know why you're doing. Where'd you go in skirmish, though? I don't know. Guess it pays to read the instructions. Jesus. I'll do it. Skirmisher, I guess. I don't know what to do about it. So these guys are taking the front with the skirmisher mode. They're going way up there. And you will see this in the movie Gettysburg with the Iron Brigade. It's pretty cool how they do it. But this part of the regiment... Oh, never mind. Never mind. We're good. Where am I supposed to go here? Telling me to use roads. Jesus, that's a long ways away. Okay, but... Oh, crap. They're telling me to go by, McPherson's farm. So, what you guys can do with this is you can have march on the road. It doesn't look all that fancy, but you can do it. And you can do that. Come on the road. And you can never seem to get it right on. Oop, that was the wrong way. It's either too much. Yeah, that one actually turned out decent. And hit the use road button. And they'll march right down the road. And then this is how they'll line up. It looks a little goofy. Just because the graphics aren't very good. And there's 2 fences obstructing everything. Oh crap. So, you see the 7th Indiana has not arrived yet. They were not at Gettysburg on the first day. I forget what they were doing. They were doing something. But they were not at Gettysburg the first day. I don't have them run. I'm not waiting all day for this. But they were here the second day of the battle. And they were on Culp's Hill, and Culp's Hill is of course not on this map, but it's down here. It looks weird when you see that, it looks, okay, how am I trying to say this? It looks weird when you see, one giant regiment. I think that regiment had like 400 men, maybe 500, 434 men. Compared to all these guys were down. These regiments get so small, because of all the fighting they did the day before. But it's amazing. Here's the unfinished railroad cut, and if you ever go to Gettysburg, I think right about here there's a bridge here, and I don't know. I guess there's somebody walking in there in like 1996, and they found some remains, human remains in this railroad cut. It's unfinished, obviously, but there was some pretty severe fighting in here with Iron Brigade fought in this a little bit, and you know, it was intense fighting. As you can see, it's really deep. I don't know. I don't think it's that horribly deep, but they found human remains in there. If we get closer to the general, you notice that the general has the music, not the regiments, like the regiments would have had the music. And as you can see, the graphics again, they march right into each other like that. This actually looks pretty nice back here, but that doesn't. So I've been to actual Gettysburg twice, so Yep, I know that the barn still stands. Looks exactly like this. The grove is a lot thicker. These buildings are gone, and then there's the railroad cut still there, but there's a bridge over it and stuff. It's really cool to go there. Seminary still stands too, in General Lee's headquarters. There's quite a bit to look forward to when you go there. But I've been there twice. Now, it's just a waiting game. I'm so bored making this video I could cry right now. We're gonna get into skirmisher formation. I remember this. Oh, that looks nice now. That looks real nice. They might have fixed that in an update too. Anyways, if this game looks interesting to you, you can buy it. I can leave a link in the description below. Buy it at Matrix Games. This game, I think, is $30. The Gettysburg game, but then there's expansion packs for Antietam and Chancellorsville, Brandy Station, and Pipe Creek. They're fun to play too, and so there's a lot of scenarios to do. I have planned like 104 episodes of just tutorials and scenarios. There's 10 tutorials. Those will be done first before the scenarios, just because they will be. I can't really do much about it. I want to do that first and get it out of the way. But also, the map looks a lot better than it used to. I will say that, because when I first got this game, the map sucked, and it just didn't. The rivers would not have water in them. But since updates, and actually I have a mod on here now, the map is much better. I mean, there used to not even be water here. It just looks much better than it used to. Okay, we're finally getting into formation here. It looks fancy. Come on. It looks alright. Oh my god. Let's go. I think we go into skirmisher down through the woods. I remember that when I did it. I didn't know how to do the game. So the next one will be a little more exciting than this, and we're gonna have another one like this, just like this, in Chancellorsville, and it's gonna suck, but we'll do it and get it done with. It's not the end of the world. I just want people to know how to play it. You can start with Chancellorsville or Gettysburg. Chancellorsville is basically its own game. Now you can. It's kind of like the base game, but it can be its own base game. But although the other ones cannot be base games, except for Gettysburg. That was the original one. I don't know why it's taking so long again. Come on. Probably only takes a minute, and that's about it. Well, we can see Mumminsburg Road. That's the road that, who came down that road? Jubal Early came down that road. It's the first day of Gettysburg. And this is the actual road where the battle started, Jamesburg Pike. But Union came from the south. Okay, this battle happened in Pennsylvania, if you don't know. And it's weird because the Confederacy came from the north, and North came from the south, and the Union did. So, Lee left earlier than the Union, that's why. And since he turned around up here, he wanted to regroup his army. and all these roads help regroup your army. So you're all one force. It was all spread out, you know, in a big front, and the Union wanted to regroup their army as well. So they basically collided here. Um, Both commanders picked Gettysburg, not even knowing that they were there. So they both met randomly. Okay, I'm gonna go to columns. I don't know if that's the reason why this is not working, but it's really ticking me off. But so they met here in Buford. I don't know exactly where he started. He fell back, you know, around here, right on this ridge, and this is where he made his last stand, kind of like right here, probably. But we will play that really late on. But we're gonna start with Antietam and stuff. Antietam's really fun and hard to do. I don't know why this is taking so long again. You can also fast forward the game, so I think I'm gonna do that a little. I'm fast forwarding. You can do that by hitting the oh, there we go. I know how to do this. Okay. We're gonna go up here, and we're gonna move through woods, so probably those woods. So let's get into over here. Then we'll hit skirmisher, and see how that goes. See, you get a big line, and then you get one regiment all spread out up here. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna do it at the double quick too, since we don't have to fight anyways. Might as well just do it. Now, see, they're winded already, and those are just conscripts. These guys are winded, I guess, too, but veterans don't get tired as fast. You can see how deep this railroad cut is, and that a horse would probably not make it up like that did. A person might, but not a horse. And there's always a big part in the back of this. Anyways, I might have a video up tonight again about this game, and there'll be a tutorial, it'll be a little more action. I have football practice, so I will not be available for a few hours when I finally started this. I planned to start this earlier this summer. I just never did it, and I finally started it with 2 weeks of summer left, which is stupid of me, but it will still go on throughout school, I hope, because it's a fun game and it relieves me of stress, so, you know. Anyways, multiplayer wise, if I'm gonna do multiplayer, I'm gonna need people to play it with. So if you end up getting this game, or you have this game, we could play multiplayer together, probably later. I don't know when. After this whole single player series is done, I bet it'll be kind of fun, I think, to do it. There's not that many, but there is some, and I think they're very important to do, and we will do them. Okay, number 6 key. The number 6 key, basically you can move 300 yards ahead, and it's nice. This is skirmisher. They will go up and through the woods like this, and they're covering pretty much the whole woods. And anyway, they're not going to take that many casualties. It's a good chunk of the regiments back here, and they're so spread out, but they know that there's no men. They're not going to march right in there with a column of 4. That would be just stupid. other tutorials, there's going to be Brigade combat, Division combat, that one's pretty fun, that's a whole division, and whole Corps combat. That's really fun to do, and I'll do that with you guys. It'll be a longer episode. But Corps combat, I was so excited to do when I first did it, and I was horrible at it. But I'm a lot better at this game now when I first started. So a Corps is fun to command. I love commanding Corps. It's so fun. Okay, so we're almost in full formation. I'm waiting until this guy is there. And we're gonna hit the button 6 on the keyboard, and you should get, they'll move 300 yards forward, which is great. Okay, we are all good. Okay, let's finally move forward. Hit the 6, and they'll all move forward. These guys will move into column 4. These guys will move in the same formation. It's awesome. We're gonna watch them go right through the woods. Here's the color guard, guys. If you don't know about the color guard, trust me, I just learned it too. The person who carries the flag, or flags, there's 2 flags, are sergeants. They're normally sergeants. And then around them, there's like 8 to 10 guys, also sergeants or whatever, guarding the flag. They're protecting the flag. In melee, they will completely hurt somebody. They will kill somebody easily to protect that flag. And if the person carrying the flag gets killed, somebody else in that color guard will pick it up. It's very cool, and just imagine it holding onto that flag and protecting it from anybody who tries to take it is just amazing. And the person carrying the colors or the flag, they are the most targeted. I mean, you can see a flag in smoke, but you can't see people in smoke, especially Confederate. You cannot see a Confederate gray outfit in so much smoke. And they only carried 1 flag. They had state flags sometimes, but not always. But as you can just see, there's the color guard, and then there's the colonel right by the color guard. Then there's probably like 4 or 5, almost 10 men, almost probably, in that actually. But here I am, Cutler. We have 50 points. That's really not the greatest for a brigade, I'll tell you that. But we're going through the woods, and we'll hit the 6 button twice, probably. Very useful. Okay, it's taking a long time again. I think it probably got more interesting for you now that I'm doing some kind of formation like this. But the next episode's about brigade combat. It's really crazy. It's actually pretty crazy, and it's gonna show you how combat works. And I'll probably take a lot of casualties. I'm a type of guy on here. I lose a lot of men in battle. It's hard not to in this kind of warfare, line battle. How do you not lose a lot of men? Let's go again. But it's hard not to lose men in this game, and you're not gonna be perfect ever. It's hard to do. I'm very costly with my tactics. If there's a big hole, I'm gonna plug it. Okay, and that's how this war was. And you will see extreme casualties, especially in sandbox mode. They will just completely go up. Sandbox mode is crazy, but it's probably better to play sandbox mode with on multiplayer, because if not, it's crazy. If you're going against an actual person, not a computer, the computer, you guys will meet on the march every single time, and you might develop a good thing, but they might have a whole corps just completely piling in like that, It's weird how it is, and the formations just don't even make sense. But that, I don't know. That's the computer. So multiplayer would be amazing on here if I had somebody to play with, of course. I don't have really nobody to play with on this game because it's not a big game to play. I mean, it's basically a Civil War game, and unless you're into the Civil War, you're not gonna like it probably. Because you don't know, a lot of people don't know what Cutler is. I didn't know who he was when I started. But you can actually go up here, yeah, that's where, and there's Captain Hall, that's Battery. But Reynolds, and then you got Meade, and you only have one core in, but on a full scale engagement, yeah, you can look at all. It's taking a long time again. I'm really running out of things to say. There's not really much to talk about right now. All I know is I'll be heading for football in about an hour or so. I gotta get this done and slightly edit it. I don't know, I'll probably put an intro in or something. Let's speed her up. I was not intending to speed up everything, but I have decided to on these tutorials. They're just not fun. This one is not fun whatsoever. I did not want to really record it, but I decided I'm better in case people ask later, and I won't want to do it once I'm deep into my single player. If people don't know how to do things on here, they should probably read the thing, first of all. Like, I have not the whole time. I'm setting a great example. But, I recommend reading the things. Mainly, that's the most important thing. And if you need help, you can email me, or whatever. I'll leave an email address down below. So that's fine with me. If you want to email me, I'm totally alright with that. If you don't want to email me, whatever, leave in the comments. I might not respond though in the comments, so I read probably any comment at this point because I don't have a big YouTube career. I have over 200 views. That's all I got at this point. And if we down the road, I can say I have over 10,000 views or whatever. I don't know, that's a big dream to me right now. As a YouTuber, a big dream normally is a million views or whatever. But 10,000 seems like a really high thing to me right now. As I know how YouTube is when you start out. It's weird. Very weird. Anything to do with The Sims 3? I don't know if I'll come back with The Sims 3 at all or not. I'll see. I have a couple videos, that's it. I haven't had motivation to play the game, so I'll tell you that now. I might play it. I don't know. I could make a video tonight, I guess, if I want to. It's taking forever. Come on. Speed up. Yeah, but we gotta play as Cutler next mission 2. As an engagement, and it's not the easiest thing. Finishing up. Yay, it's over. But you can check the battle details after it and see how everything went and who died and whatever. But that was our first video, and I will have a more exciting video up either tonight or tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Like if you liked it, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.